United. We pick up the action in the early moments. A little Welshman, Ryan Giggs. Been supplying a few goals as of late this season and gets Man United off and running. However, in the second half, the defense breaks down here. Roy Carroll makes a mockery of it. Jason McAteer's persistence pays off, and the Norwegian Tore-André Flo scores on his day.
First, Manchester United's trip to Sunderland. The visitors negotiated their Champions League qualifier in midweek, but not even United could negotiate the signing of outfield reinforcements before the transfer deadline, unlike Sunderland. Tore-André Flo becoming their record signing, arriving from Rangers for £6.5 million. Jason McAteer's midweek winner at Leeds didn't quell the demand for new faces. Flo was now out to make an immediate impact with a debut goal for his third new club in a row. And Sunderland's other new boy, Marcus Stewart, was denied a debut by the imminent birth of his new child. Rio Ferdinand came through a full competitive debut in midweek, a relief to United after their failure to sign reinforcements. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in for Paul Scholes, who picked up an ankle injury against Zala Egerseg. But in midfield and at the back, United's resources stretched almost to breaking point, with Barthez, Brown and Gary Neville also missing. United's only new signing was Ricardo, a backup keeper signed from Spain, a frustration for Sir Alex Ferguson and his assistant Carlos Queiroz. Sunderland's Peter Reid out to show his critical public that the new signings will put Sunderland in good shape for the struggle ahead. A highly charged game watched by Martin Tyler.
Manchester United in all blue, unbeaten away from home in the Barclaycard Premiership since November. It's 13 games, 11 wins, and the second of the two draws was 8 days ago. Silvestre, who set up the 2 goals at Stamford Bridge, with which Manchester United got a point eventually. Philbab back in the English game and back in the Republic of Ireland squad after an absence for their next international. And Roy Keane in that squad, of course. There's no flag as Ryan Giggs, and it's 1-0 Manchester United. A man who specialises in scoring goals on his travels. All his 7 in the Premiership last season were away from Old Trafford. Untidy from Sunderland's point of view. They were stepping out. They didn't get it right. Giggs did. And an early lead at the Stadium of Light for Manchester United. Michael Gray, who's in schoolboy forms for Manchester United, but is Sunderland born. Flo. McAteer! Well, obviously heartened by his winner in midweek, and it was a good reach by Roy Carroll to turn it aside. Wasted no time, McAteer. You see the curve on the shot. Ricardo is here. He's Manchester United's new goalkeeper from Valladolid. Oh, and Philip Neville read that rather better than Michael Gray, but Sunderland skipper was helped out. Phillips, Rayner. McAteer's made a forward run. Ball actually will fade towards Flo. Kevin Phillips. Well, it was near enough for Roy Carroll to fling himself through the air. He wasn't sure. Phillips scored home and away for Sunderland against Manchester United last season. Beckham. Giggs. How many more near misses are Manchester United going to manufacture? How much longer are Sunderland going to survive without going further adrift? Now, can Sunderland get players on their game in this part of the pitch on the quest for a moment of inspiration? Rayner. This might be it. McAteer. Flo. Flo. Via the underside of the bar. A debut goal for him. Well, there wasn't much margin for error for Manchester United. Chances really, as we go into the last quarter of the game, for them to have won this one by some margin. Great persistence by McAteer. It might have been a penalty against Block. It's certainly a goal for Torre-Andre Flo. McAteer. Friendship's forgotten here. Jason McAteer and Roy Keane. In those strange days at that Republic of Ireland headquarters that Roy Keane objected to prior to the World Cup, McAteer was perhaps the player who spoke to him the most. They were certainly speaking to him now. Solskjaer. O'Shea. Oh, Bab, it's a mistake. And Phil Bab says thanks to Thomas Sorensen, who smothered it in the end. Ferdinand. Great ball that should be defended by Sunderland. Phil Bab. And headed by Butler. And Keane got McAteer. Now what's Uriah Rennie going to do here? He sent Roy Keane off. It's another chapter to the story. And it's an unsavoury one in stoppage time. And it's ending in disarray for Manchester United here. There's been quite a battle between the former colleagues with the Republic of Ireland, Keane and McAteer. But it has been quite a week for Sunderland. A win at Leeds. Progress in the transfer market, and one of the new boys scored the equaliser against Manchester United, Torre-Andre Flo.
And strikers joining his fifth club, having cost a total of £38 million in his career. Keane wasn't available for the game with Southampton, a game that would see Spurs go top with a win. But he has been promised regular first-team football, and Glenn Hoddle feels it's time for Keane to settle down. Keane's by far the most expensive Tottenham signing this summer, but equally crucial have been the arrivals of Redknapp and Achimovic. Slovenian international Milenko Achimovic has an eye for goal from midfield and played in the World Cup finals in the Far East. He's also a good supplier from dead ball situations. Scrambled in by Les Ferdinand from Teddy Sheringham's knockback. Not bad for two players closer to 40 than 30, but experience can be invaluable. Gordon Strachan was typically calm and unflustered. Well, maybe not, but his passion was soon transmitted to the players. From Fabrice Fernandes on, a fine interchange of passes had Tottenham stretched. James Beattie was closest to contact for the Saints, whose fans were simply glad to be level. But it was Mauricio Taricco who scored an own goal. Impossible to defend against. Glenn Hoddle's old boys back to 1-1. It was only the Saints' second goal this season. They've drawn blanks against Borough and Liverpool before striking for the first time against Chelsea. But it wasn't for lack of effort. Flying full-back Wayne Bridge forcing the save from Casey Keller. Into the 90th minute, Spurs pressing for a winner. The chance to go top and put their fans in heaven. Stefan Everson was waiting in the centre. A clear handball and a penalty given. Everson's rebound off the post was smothered by Swedish defender Michael Svensson. In just his second start for the Saints, Svensson was sent off. Southampton down to 10 men, but more importantly just Paul Jones standing between Tottenham and the top of the Barclaycard English Premier League. Teddy Sheringham to win it. Tottenham in dreamland, but a nightmare for the Saints. After drawing at Everton, Spurs have now won 3 in a row against Villa, Charlton and Southampton. The next time Tottenham get a penalty, there could be a...
Fulham were promoted to the top division. The progress they have made gives hope to any of the clubs coming up that they too can build a Premier League future. For Albion fans, the return of one of the club's most popular players of recent years was another reason to be hopeful. Lee Hughes making a first Premiership start for West Bromwich Albion. He returned to the club from Coventry for £2.5 million. After his midweek hat-trick against Bologna, Junichi Inamoto became the first Japanese player to start a Barclaycard English Premier League game. The task for Albion boss Gary Megson to get the absolute maximum out of the available talent. Steve was at the Hawthorns for us.
West Brom attacking the goal to our right, and the first touch for Lee Hughes. Invariably getting a tremendous ovation today, Lee Hughes. He had a great goal-scoring record in his previous 4 years here. Well, in towards Hughes again. And it's fallen kindly, and the shot just whistles wide of Van der Sar's goal. Lee Hughes, still only 26, so really, from an age point of view, should be at the very peak of his powers. West Brom, having spent £2.5 million to get him back after selling him for £5 million a year ago, they've made a very healthy profit. Marshall's found Ballis here. Hughes has come for it. It's Hughes! The warning signs are there for Fulham. Hughes. I don't know whether there might have been use of the arm there, but it slipped through here, and Johnson took it in his stride. And Gary Megson's team still on level terms and still with plenty of time to register not only their first point but their first win possibly today. Luis Boamorte. Junichi Inamoto taking on Sean Gregan. Inamoto getting the better of Gregan. Not many have done that today, and he's looking for Legwinski. Well, the combination of Inamoto and Sylvain Legwinski undid Bolton a couple of weeks ago. Junichi Inamoto with a probing run down the flank. Here's Roberts. Marshall is there, Ballis available in support wide. Curled up here for Lee Hughes to chase. Melville is there for Fulham. And a corner's given. Dogged persistence from this bulldog-like character, Lee Hughes. Up towards Moore, and Van der Sar got his hand to it. It's wriggled in. Darren Moore takes the congratulations of Lee Hughes, and West Brom are in front. Antigona up on his feet now, and looking a little bit anxious. This is Legwinski, Finnan to the right. Legwinski, lovely little triangle between those three Fulham players. Finnan poking it on. It was like a boxer with a little bit of a left jab, but he didn't have the knockout punch for Jean Tigana. Oh, Finnan left it. And Taylor seeing Van der Sar off his line. Oh my goodness, what a chance!